Jim Harbaugh is known as the quarterback whisperer, but if you take a deep dive into the quarterbacks that have played under him, you'll realize that quarterback play has honestly been what's held Michigan football back. They haven't won a Big Ten title or even made the college football for that matter, and I think they're one good quarterback away from potentially being there. With five-star incoming freshman quarterback J.J. McCarthy and young emerging talent in Cade McNamara, it seemed like Michigan football had some options at quarterback for 2020. With how bad the Wolverines did last year, it seems like this is the make or break year for Harbaugh, and he definitely needs to see some better on-the-field results. But wait, as of last week, Michigan may have found the guy who could be the X factor for the season and could be the quarterback they are looking for. His name is Alan Bowman, and he played at Texas Tech for 3 years before he decided to transfer to the Michigan Wolverines. And if this kid plays to his full potential, he could be the quarterback to save Jim Harbaugh's job and Wolverines football for this year. Today, we're going to briefly talk about Alan Bowman's journey to get here, his commitment to Michigan, and why he could be the guy to save Michigan football. Before we get into that, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I talk about college football all the time, and I upload pretty much every single day. Give the video a like if you want to support what I'm doing here so more people can see it, suggest another topic I should do next, and turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload. Now let's get started and talk about Alan Bowman. Alan Bowman was never a ultra hyped up recruit coming out of Texas, but he made an instant impact at Texas Tech and has pretty much been the starting quarterback for 3 years now. You can cut that amount of time in half though because he spent most of it injured, but I'm going to do a much more detailed summary and journey of his career in a longer video, but that'll be for this summer. He beat out McLean Carter, who would eventually transfer to Rutgers, and Jet Duffy for the starting job as a true freshman, and he had a lot of hype to him. He threw for over 600 yards in a historic performance against Houston, and also played well for the rest of the year, but he battled a collapsed lung, and thankfully he was alright, but that put an end to his year. Bowman finished his freshman season with 227 completions for 2,638 yards with 17 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He came back in 2019 as a starter, but after only 2 games, he had injured his shoulder and decided to redshirt after missing most of the year. He finally came back in 2020, but he went down with a leg injury in one of the first few games. That may have both limited and affected his play, as he struggled and would get benched in favor of Henry Colombi. He'd later return against Baylor and actually lead them to a comeback win, but after this season, he decided to move on from Texas Tech and enter the transfer portal. After taking a while to decide where to go, Bowman came out of nowhere and announced he'd be taking his talents to Michigan and compete for the starting job. Bowman played for 3 years at Texas Tech, where he'd complete 67% of his passes for 5,260 yards, 33 touchdowns, and only 17 interceptions. Michigan was all over the place at quarterback last year, and with both Dylan McCaffrey and Joe Milton entering the transfer portal, they needed another guy to come in. Yeah, they had Dan Villari, and Cade McNamara showed flash, plus they had J.J. McCarthy coming in, but a guy like Bowman is what they needed in my opinion. This will give J.J. some time to be a backup and get used to the Michigan system before he takes over the reins as the next quarterback. I really like McNamara, but if Bowman stays healthy and plays at his full potential, then I really can't see him playing much, and I can see him leaving and transferring away from the program, because he's definitely good enough to start for another Power 5 school. McCarthy is seen as the future, and after this year, he will be expected to start, but don't count out McNamara just yet. Bowman has been injured every year he's played, and if history repeats itself, Bowman likely won't play every game start to finish. With Cade having more experience than JJ, he will likely be the backup, and he'd have a chance to prove himself on the field. Bowman does bring a cannon of an arm, a ton of experience, and accuracy to Michigan, and the most underrated trait would be his leadership and mental toughness in my opinion. I always felt Shea Patterson was kind of soft, and Bowman has been put through both the football and injury ringer, and I think he is a mature force that the offense needs, and a leader for all the younger guys to look up to. The key will be seeing who steps up and becomes his go-to wide receiver, as well as guys like Ronnie Bell, Mike Sanderstill, and AJ Henning. We're also going to see what happens at the running back position and just on both sides of the ball, and if this team can put it all together. I really liked Bowman at Texas Tech, and he definitely has NFL potential, so this should be a really fun season to watch, and I look forward to seeing how this all plays out. This quarterback battle will be one of the more fascinating ones in college football this offseason, and I'm definitely going to do a video on that very soon. What do you guys think though? Do you think Alan Bowman will be the starter? And what do you think he will bring to the table at Michigan? I also want to know, in your opinion, who do you think wins this year's job? And will J.J. McCarthy be the next guy after him? Also, let me know another topic or player I should take a look at next. And before you go, be sure to give the video a like if you want to support what I'm doing here on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already, and check out all my other videos on the end screen and my Ultimate College Football playlist down in the comment section. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.